19 inches is a measurement that every Marvel Rivals player is familiar with, because that is exactly what Venom delivers to your AIDS cave with Prime shipping every time he solo ults you. And after repeatedly getting my Basescu berated by Venom, an overwhelming amount of curiosity came upon me. Out of every male hero in Marvel Rivals, which one actually has the biggest beef bullet? Before the poetry begins, I'd like to mention that these rankings will strictly come straight from my ass. The cock sizes will probably not be canonical. So if you're a Marvel cocklord who knows the exact circumference of each character's scrotum totem, then prepare for the ultimate rage bait, and perhaps meet a woman. I'm just gonna use Venom as a schlong schematic to base the rest of the cash schmeckles off of, because he is the only hero that I know for sure is packing heat. I'm gonna throw him an S and quickly explain the tiers here. To earn an S, the heroes must be packing more than 8 inches of heat. In each tier below that will be in 1 to 2 inch increments all the way down to an F, which is what I like to call a micro missile. And these are the people that cannot be discerned from a mangina. So with that being said, let's talk about Daredevil. It's actually a fact that Murdoch goes by Murcock back in Hell's Kitchen. This is because homie's packing the beef Wellington of beef sticks. It's what I and many other straight males would like to call the perfect size. 7 inches, which means he resides at the top of the A tier. Next is Deadpool. Shit probably looks like a mini Freddy Krueger down there with how burnt it is, but just because it's charred meat doesn't mean it's minced meat. Wade is way too confident to have a microscopic cooch cork, so I reckon his pork sword could easily board the 6-inch tier. You know what they say about BBC? Well, it's not true. I mean, it is for Blade, but in a vague stance, the saying is so quaint that it doesn't really hold up in this day and age. But let's not sway too far from Blade. You know when you just get done beating off and your wiener is in that flaccid state, but it's still got a lot of blood in it so it looks massive? That's what Blade's bald dual blade looks like on the reg. Some people are just blessed from birth, man. I'd say he's easily in the 8-inch club. Alright, now say it with me. That's America's cock. Lady Liberty really delivered camp with a calcium cock cannon so large it could sink even the mightiest of destroyers. I reckon it's a solid 8-incher. If you've seen my other hero rankings, you may recall me pointing out how Cloak is pretty much just a Flying Dutchman without the green tint. His lower body is absent, which in terms means his lower buddy is absent. So by default, I'd have to slam his balls in the micro missile tier. Now we all know the acronym for BP is Black Panther, right? But what if I told you there's actually a second, more accurate acronym for the Wakanda? Big penis. That's the only joke I wanted to make. I got nothing else. You're gonna notice I just assume most of the black dudes on this list are packing, besides Ultron. Big penis gets an A tier. Adam Warcock's a bit of a cheat code because his entire body is made out of metal, which means it's impossible for him to be flaccid. He is constantly at the highest cock performance. But even with this perk, I get the feeling that his Willy Wonka isn't all that impressive. I think I'm gonna give him a C tier, because it's probably around the 5-inch mark. Mark. I made a mistake. Doctor Strange is quite a seclusive man, so it's hard to judge what his fully hard judged Joker actually looks like. He's an older gentleman, and it's not like his physical attributes are all that impressive, but I just can't shake the feeling that his sperm worm is the size of the human centipede. It's always the quiet alphas that pack the largest pecker punch. I'm gonna give him an A tier. Gambit has a skinny penis. I'm not saying it's small, it's just thin. I wouldn't be able to discern Gambit's gooch hoof from a number 2 pencil. I'm assuming he's got a human flesh pool instead of a robotic one, but I don't know for certain. I mean, he is a redhead, so for all I know, he could just straight up have a vagina. You never know with them strawberry fairies. I'm gonna give him a B. So Groot can just extend his appendages, right? Meaning his size will fluctuate depending on his wants and needs. He can adjust to whatever size his partner desires. And I think we can all agree that being able to change your clam candle's proportions on command is worthy of an S. I mean, it's arguably better than just having a big piece, because you can resize it in different situations. Like if you're trying to go to sleep and your massive hog is making you uncomfortable as you lay on your stomach, just shrink that bitch down to a millimeter. And if you're trying to audition for a porn shoot, grow yourself a foot long. Speaking of foot long, next up we got Hulk. Now the twink inside the Hulk is packing about as much as a drain fly, but once he gets a little angry, the girth grows exponentially. His little Bulgarian boulder becomes a Mount Chumash. I reckon that shit's veiny too. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that he's packing a solid 2-footer, which is, you know, just about enough to land him in S tier. Hawkeye's purple, right? Which means he's got a purple helmeted love warrior between his legs. But I'm not getting big dick vibes from Hawkeye. I think his stick is just alright, so I'm gonna glide him in the C tier. Human Torch's flesh cigar is likely small due to aerodynamic issues. If he were packing an extra large panicular, then he wouldn't be able to fly as efficiently. The weight would drag him down and prevent him from getting any airtime. If you're wondering how I know this, it's because I actually suffer from this condition. One time I tried to go skydiving, but once I pulled my chute, my massive meat and its weight caused me and my instructor to fall straight down. I only survived because my instructor was 3,000 pounds, so I just used him as a trampoline and landed safely. Johnny gets an F. Let's get Jeffy Boy out of the way. I'm pretty sure the dev team just gilded him, because there's not even the slightest of bumps where his pussy kebab should be. He's an immediate micro tier just based off of that observation. Like, you'd think with all the Gooner skins this game releases, they'd give Jeff one by now, but they just gotta keep giving Sue Storm them, man. It's truly fucked up. I can say with 100% certainty that Iron Man has a tiny willy, because Tony Stark is a genius engineer, right? His suits are always perfect and equipped with top-notch technology that fits his body proportions to the exact right standards. And with this information, I now show you his junk area. There's not even the slightest of indentations where his meat is. This could only mean one thing. Stark's little Jarvis Jittlyang is a micro missile. Next is Loki. Just kidding, y'all really thought I would forget Iron Fist again? After not uploading for a whole month, I would be crucified if I made such a fatal mistake. Speaking of fatal mistakes, not only are you a fatal mistake, but I made a fatal mistake after I looked up Iron Fist dick pics on my computer. My grandma came into my room to drop off a letter and she was greeted to a big ass chink cock illuminating from my computer screen. I then explained to her why there was a pixelated Asian penis on my screen, and she said she didn't care if I was gay, it just couldn't be for an Asian man. So she then explained to me how back in the glory days she would pop nuclear score streaks on the Japs like it was nothing. Come to think of it, I think my grandma might be a little racist. Anyways, Iron Fist gets an A tier. Loki, low keys, packing some heat in the beans area. I was iffy at first, but once I saw his mankini skin, my cock confidence level shot up to a 10. Loki's a dick, right? And usually, most dickheads have tiny dicks themselves, but Loki's the exception. His erection is the size of your average city's intersection, so I'm gonna intercept him and place him in S. Magneto has Mag in his name, which reminds me of Magnum condoms. And to fit into a Magnum, you gotta be quite built. I've never been able to use one, so I usually just wrap my warrior in gift wrap. But I reckon Mags met this size requirement, so he's getting an A. Alright, let's not waste our time. Reed is easily an S. He can go extendo penis whenever he pleases. Long distance relationships don't have any cons with Reed, because if his girl is horny, he could just deliver his seed spanker to her while she's in a different fucking state, all the while he's sitting on the couch just watching like Jeopardy or some shit. So I don't think anybody can argue this placement. And next is Wolverine. Logan regenerates when taking damage, right? Well, if it works like regular hypertrophy, this could mean that every time his dick gets evaporated, it grows back bigger and stronger. So he's pretty much got a retirement account on his dick size. He's guaranteed to have a bigger length by the time he's 60. Easy S tier. Namor's little Thor could probably reach the cervix's C floor due to it being the size of a grimoire. He's got a pretty gnarly bulge on some outfits of his, and it's almost a given for a man like him to be equipped with a scaled up meat stick due to how ripped the lad is. Jesus. So I reckon he should be placed in the A list. Rocket's red rocket is probably about the size as the red toy rocket I had in my treasure chest as a youngin'. If he whips that bitch out, it will be indistinguishable from a ramen noodle with marinara sauce drenched on it. But that's fine, because if Rocket had a dongzilla, he would look like he has a conjoint twin. It just wouldn't fit him. So I'm putting him in the micro missile tier. Peter Parker's pickled penal popper is precariously puny compared to the average pedestrian. That is because if he had a large pungal package, it would create wind resistance as he's gliding around New York City at Mach speed. He's got a C tier D. Star-Lord's gonna be quick, because he's just a basic little white bitch. I never get an itch when talking about him. That switch never gets hit inside of my brainstem. He's probably just your average weenie size, at around 5 inches, so I'ma throw him a respectable C. A lot of people don't seem to understand where Mr. Castle gets his name from. They don't call him the Punisher because of his Prestige Master Call of Duty abilities. He gets the name from punishing anyone daring enough to take on his pork sword. The Diggle-a-dong is dubious, so he's going in S. Next is a literal rock. First off, I'd just like to quickly give my condolences to anyone the thing has mashed pissers with, because your rectum has to be morphed. I don't even think his piece is that large. The girth is just astounding. I just had a thought. Since the thing is made of rock, is he sexually attracted to cave entrances? More specifically, the wiener-sized hole cave entrances. Like if he rolls up to the Nutty Putty cave, is he just gonna start like fucking it? I don't know, Ben strikes me as a severe gooner, so I'm gonna put him in B. Next up is Thor, and the god of thunder has no problem with thunder stuffing your thigh dock with his beef thermometer. I find it almost impossible for a literal god to have a tiny cock, so he's definitely not a micro. However, he is a bit chubby in Rivals, so that might negate his chub size a little bit. I'm just gonna play it safe and lay his secretion sword in like an A tier or something. Next is Ultron, and remember what I said earlier. Ultron's the only black man who has a tiny pin 15. And you may be wondering, well Nox, isn't he a robot? Like how do you know he's black? Because, goofball, the color of his metal skin is dark gray and black. Even clankers can be black, even if that sadly means they lose double the rights. And unfortunately for this clanker, he's got it chode. So I'm gonna throw him below the rest of the cast in micro. Next is Bussy Barnes. I've noticed a couple comments over the months of people pointing out how I glaze Bucky in every video, and how I never keep it real with y'all. So you know what? I'm gonna show you guys indefinite proof of how big Bucky's junk is. Prepare your eyes, because here it comes. Boom. This is a real picture of Bucky's boner schnitzel. Can't argue it now, huh? He's an easy S. Lastly, we got the Goon Knight. And I saved him for last because I just want to make sure all you Moon Knight mains know that I would never in a million years give this man any higher than 3 inches. He has one of the tiniest cocks in the game, only beating out literal non-humans. And chances are you're packing just as little as him if you one-trick him. Moon Knight's snot rod is so tiny that whenever he masturbates, he uses the pores on his body as a fleshlight. He's going in micro meat. And that is the list, my beautiful viewers. If you enjoyed this video, click the glorious thumbnail on your screen now because you might just get a chuckle fuck out of that one too. Join my Discord if you want to be a part of an up and coming video. And yeah, I thank you for watching, Schnookies, and I'll see y'all later.